mom is a single parent and mom's doing everything. So we always see mom in her masculine energy for the most part. Or mom's bitter about her situation and she tries to poison our minds with her experience. And what I mean by that, a lot of times if you're raised by a single mom, they will tell you men are trash, they all cheat, they all lie. Pick the one that's going to take care of you and support you. And that's just not true. That was your experience. You chose to be around and pick the wrong men. So we really don't have an ideal of what that healthy family unit looks like or what a marriage looks like. A lot of times when we think of being a wife, we think of the big marriage, we think of the ring, we think of the certificate that we get, our marriage license. We don't really think of what is a healthy marriage and what does marriage look like and what's my role as a wife. And so a lot of times they put the pressure on us to get an education. You don't need a man. You don't need a man. Just get your education, focus on your career. And although it's wrong, but some parts are right. You should definitely get an education, some type of training to be able to support yourself as a young adult. But when you're going to college, this is where you want to try to start dating and meet your husband. Because remember, when we date, we're supposed to be dating for a purpose, not to just date. When you're young in your 20s, yeah, you're dating to get experience to see what you like and don't like. But you should be dating for a purpose, and that's marriage. And what do I mean by that? I mean, when you're at college, you already know what guys are good. And I have another video on core values, similar interests, similar lifestyles, what types of boundaries, standards, non-negotiables, and things like that you should be looking for. Red flags, green flags in a man. I have all those different videos you can go check out to figure out what type of partner you should go for. But when you're in college, you know this guy's focusing on his education. He's going to have a career, which means he's going to be able to provide for me and my family, which means I'm most likely going to have a choice where if I want to work, cool. Maybe I only want to work part-time, and that's cool. Maybe I want to stay home with my kids for the first 5 years until they go to kindergarten. Then I'll go back to work. You have more options when you're looking for a partner and you're dating for a purpose and you're in a environment where people are trying to better themselves for their future. So women in other cultures will tell their kid, don't go to college just to get degrees. Go to college to have that degree to fall back on and to have the experience, but go there to find your husband because you have a better chance of a successful husband. But Black women, we're taught, since our mom's in survival mode and she had to get her education and work her butt off to take care of you because most likely you're raised in a single household, she's telling you to get your degree, focus on your career, build the corporate ladder, and then later on down the road, you're in your late 30s or 40s, now you're ready for marriage and there's not that many men left. Or you have so many degrees, you feel like you don't need a man. You replace the man with degrees. And that doesn't make sense to me. Or you feel like no man's qualified to be with you because your education level's so high. You have 2 master's degrees or 2 bachelor's degrees or a PhD, whatever it may be. And although it's nice you have your degree, but other cultures teach their daughters, you don't lead with your degree. If a man asks you, hey, what do you bring to the table? And what he means by that is, what do you have to offer me? Because I'm offering you a lot. And you lead with my degrees. That's what he's supposed to lead with. He's supposed to lead with lead with what he does for a living, how he can provide for you, how he can protect you. So now you're playing a masculine role, and he don't want that. He could care less if you have a degree. If you have one, great. If you don't, he really don't. Because men are not looking for you to have a degree. That doesn't qualify you for most men to be their wife. They're looking for somebody who's going to respect them, bring peace, be a helpmate, nurture them. They're looking for things they can't buy or get on their own. That's what men look for. And we're not taught this because, once again, we're not taught to be wives. Nobody talks to us, for the most part, on how to be that. And if you want a masculine man and a man that provides and protects for you, but yet you're telling me